Welcome to What's Up Merrimack Valley, brought to you by Santo Insurance and Financial Services. My name's Stacy Bruzzese, and I'll be your host. Our first guest today is Ann Jones. She's the president of the Greater Haverhill Arts Association. Ann has been painting and exhibiting her watercolors for 20 years, most of which represent local landscapes and some of her favorite vacation spots. In addition to leading the Haverhill Arts Association, she's also active with the New England Watercolor Society, the Newburyport Art Association, and the New Hampshire Plein Air Artists Group. Welcome, Ann. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Stacy.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So I wanted to chat today about the Greater Haverhill Arts Association upcoming Paint-In. I know that event happened for the first time last year, and once again, you'll be having the Paint-In throughout the month of January. So can you tell viewers a little bit more about the event and kind of the thought process behind the creation of it?
Sure. Let me tell you how it came about.
Absolutely.
Nunans has been one of our valued sponsors for many years, and we have a wonderful relationship with them. And when the owner, Steve Flynn Sr., suggested that we collaborate on an event in January, which is a pretty slow month for greenhouses.
Sure.
And it's also a slow month for plein air painters because although we're a hardy bunch and go out in a lot of different kinds of weather, it still is a difficult time to do any real outdoor painting. So when he suggested a painting in the greenhouse, we thought this is perfect for us. We can sit or stand comfortably at our easels in our shirt sleeves while the snow flies and the wind blows.
Absolutely.
So we jumped at the chance to do this. And we did it last year for the first time, as you mentioned. For all 4 Sundays, we showed up at Nunans, whoever wanted to come, and we painted from 10 to 2 each Sunday. Although the hours are flexible, you can't, managing artists and schedules is like herding cats. But we, on the final day, we had an art exhibit, and this was orchestrated by Nunans. They did a wonderful job. We set up in the morning from 10 to 12, and then from 12 to 3, we had an exhibit and sale. And the artists who were there had a wonderful time, and Nunans had a wonderful time, and I think all the visitors did too. So we decided to make it an annual event.
And I'm so glad you did. I'm looking forward to attending
Oh,
on the final day for sure.
Yes.
How many plein air artists do you expect to turn out on a given Sunday?
It's rather hard to say. We ask people to sign up so we can have some vague idea of who might be there.
Right.
But it's hard for people to commit to all 4 Sundays. And we had about 24 people sign up initially. And how many were there on a given day? Maybe 15 or 15 to 20.
That's a nice turnout.
It's very nice.
Turnout.
And we've already had, because it was such a success, we've already had inquiries from new artists who hadn't participated.
Fantastic, and that's what you always hope for.
Yes, indeed.
Are you limited space-wise inside the venue at all?
It's a pretty large greenhouse, and we can move around, set up our easels anywhere we wish. And Nunans is really wonderful because they tell us we have the freedom to move around or make our own arrangements, with,
right, sure.
with little benches or urns or what have you, and this plant and that plant. And it's great because you can kind of construct your own still life within the greenhouse. And to get back to your question, it shouldn't be a problem. If it grows every year, we might have to limit participation.
Right,
but who knows?
That's what I was wondering, yeah. The artists that are there, are you all sort of working on the same still life or the same display, or is each artist doing something completely different?
Every artist is doing something very different. And it's amazing to see even people who are painting the same subject, which I don't think happen very often. Yes, I did see a few. There was a lemon tree that was
I've seen those lemon trees there. They're gorgeous.
It's a beautiful tree loaded with lemons, and several people did that. But again, with artists, each approach is so different.
Of course.
You don't get the same result at all, anything even close. It's recognizable, but that's about it.
Of course, and that's the beauty of art.
Yes, it is.
So the right now the event has focused on painters last year and again this year. Obviously, because for plein air artists, you can't really be outside in New England sub-zero weather painting a landscape.
I've seen some who do.
I'm sure some do, but you can't comfortably do it. Let's say that, many of us. But is the idea in the future, perhaps, to include other types of art and artists?
Well, actually, we had a 3D artist last year. We had one person, and what she did, because it's too hard to lug all their paraphernalia.
Sure.
I mean, painters can travel fairly light, but 3D artists have, if you're working in ceramics or sculpture or what have you, it can be pretty cumbersome to tote all of your belongings, all of the things that you need. So I believe the person, as I recall, she just did some sketching and took some photographs and then went home and worked.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yes, we would welcome anyone who wanted to work in any medium.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is the event, so I understand the exhibit, I'm sure, is open to the public so that you can, make some sales that day, but the first 3 weeks leading into the exhibit, is that something that's open to the public to come and view?
Oh, yes. That's actually one of the points, to see us in working, to see us in action in the greenhouse. So yes, we hope many of the viewers will join us on each of those Sundays, not just the last one.
That would be fantastic. Yeah. That would be fantastic. Is there a charge for spectators?
No, absolutely not.
So there's no excuse for people to come on out.
Exactly.
And see some great art in action.
That's right.
Excellent. So this series, as we mentioned, concludes with an art exhibit on January 29th, and that's from noon to 3 that day. What can attendees expect to do when they come?
We'll have exhibited probably all of the works that were painted during the previous 3 weeks, but artists are allowed to bring additional work. We suggest they keep it related to the theme of flora and what have you, greenery and flowers, but not necessarily.
Sure.
And there will be light refreshments and provided by Nunans. And Nunans does this wonderful job where they set up trellises all around the greenhouse, in between foliage, in all of these different little nooks and crannies. And we hang the art there, so you can wander and through the whole greenhouse and come to these amazing works of art, embraced by fronds or what have you.
Right.
It really is a beautiful, beautiful place to display work.
I love the way it looks anyway inside of Nunans Greenhouses, so I can't wait to see it decked out with all the art. That's going to be great. Will there be art for sale on the first 3 weeks or only the last week during the exhibit?
We're focusing on exhibiting and sales the last week, of course, but I have yet to know an artist who would refuse someone who approached them as they were working at their easel saying, "Can I have that? Can I buy that?"
Yeah.
I'm sure they would sell their work.
Okay, I was just wondering. And how many artists can register for the event? I guess we talked about that. There's not really a limit, but is there an ideal in your mind, that?
Not yet, it's too new.
Okay.
And I think probably this year we will be fine no matter how many want to. I would say up to 30,
Sure.
but that's ballpark, just off the top of my head. But I think down the road, if it did become very popular, that we would have to limit it at some point.
Right.
Maybe not.
Maybe we can just expand out through,
Another greenhouse?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
We'll have to talk Steve into adding a second greenhouse.
Right.
Or a third, or a fourth.
In the store, perhaps, whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Take over the whole place. Nice. What else do you think viewers should know? And put a little call out to artists who might want to participate.
Sure. First of all, any sales, Nunans is not taking a percentage. They are very gracious hosts, and they do not expect anything except hoping for visitors.
Of course.
But the GHAA will take a small percentage of any sales that do take place. It helps to keep programs like this going, of course.
Right.
And people who would like to join us can contact us through the website or simply email at info@haverhill-artassociation.org, or they could actually call me at 978-372-2939.
Excellent. And we will include all of your contact information at the bottom of the screen as well for our viewers.
Oh, excellent.
And I want to thank you so much for being here with us today, Anne, and sharing more about this great event. I, for one, am looking forward to being there, at least for the final day with the exhibit. So I appreciate all the time you spent with us today.
Thank you very much for
Excellent.
promoting this.
Excellent.
We're so excited to be
I
having
am happy
it.
to do it, and we will
Thanks.
see you very soon.
Good.
Great. And for our viewers at home, please do be sure to mark your calendars for every Sunday in the month of January. You can show up at Nunans in Georgetown and see some great art in action. And to our viewers at home, thank you so much for watching this episode of What's Up Merrimack Valley. We appreciate you being here and look forward to seeing you next time. Santo Insurance and Financial Services is proud to bring you the following tip for your information. Thanks, and we'll see you again.